So, Pish, we did have some news out of our Orlando Magic organization this past week. We have Anthony Black and Tristan da Silva are extended. We have exercised our third-year option on forward Tristan da Silva as well as fourth-year team option on guard Anthony Black. Both players are now signed through next season. Pish, where are you on the extensions for Tristan and Anthony Black?
I mean, I'm green, baby. I'm green all the way. These are guys that are pieces, right? Like we have sort of our stars, our big names, and these guys are pieces, and they're good pieces. And I'm very pleased with these gentlemen. I think I was a little unsure about both on draft night. Maybe Anthony Black a little more just because of how high he went, but he was so young and he's had so much time to grow. I am so impressed. He's the person that's impressed me the most this year because I feel like he's coming and he's doing a lot of good stuff. And I got to tell you, with the uncertainty of Suggs, whether he can or cannot play, I'm not really sure whether he can play or not. But like, man, Anthony Black's offense is making me feel like, should you be the starting guard long term? Like, I mean, he's growing. He's playing really well. Like I like what I'm seeing. I know he still makes some younger player mistakes, but I'm really encouraged at what I've seen from him in this short time so far this season. It's a big step up from where he was last season, where it was sort of like maybe he'd play, maybe he wouldn't. Didn't really have as big an impact. It's completely changed. And Tristan has taken what he was doing at the Eurobasket and brought it right over here to the Orlando Magic, doing all the little things, being that bench guy that gets to the rim. He seems to have a good nose for the ball. He just always seems to sort of be around when he's out there. And I love that because he knows, hey, I've got limited minutes. I'm going to use them. These are two young gentlemen I couldn't be happier to see us sign. And, you know, in the past, we've had a habit of giving extensions and other contracts to players that I'm like, no, we should be trying to get rid of those guys. But these guys are the exact opposite of that vibe and feeling. And I'm super glad that we've got them on the team. So I'm green. But where are you at?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to join you. I'm going to hop in the fastest car I can and speed right on by, Pish. Anthony Black has made me look good a couple of these last games, and me taking him as a dark horse six-man of the year candidate. Still a little bit of a pie in the sky thing, but we were doing a segment, and you had taken Mosley for Coach of the Year, which I think was a great call for you. But Anthony Black, I mean, man, he can put it together. He's scored against Chicago 19, 14 against Philly, 10 against Detroit, 20 against Charlotte, and then 8 against Washington. And he had 7 and 8 in the first two games, which he really just looked kind of off. I think that Anthony Black brings a lot of really positive things to the table. Obviously, size at the guard position. Some people don't feel like he's a point guard and they feel like he's a wing, but I think he does have definitely enough chops on the ball to play point guard in the league. Maybe his court vision isn't spectacular in terms of playmaking, but he definitely makes plays going to the hoop and he gets by guys with a pretty quick first step. On the defensive side, he's long, lanky, and that can cause consternation for opposing guards. He's shooting the three ball really well this year. For the most part, he's made half of his attempts again in the Charlotte game, 3 of 6. So if he can have more nights like that and shoot moderately from beyond the arc, he's at 32% this year, which isn't great, but if he can shoot 35%. That is something that can be really valuable. I think if the shot doesn't develop, I have more questions moving forward about Anthony Black and the future iterations of this team, because I think primarily what we want around Franz and Paulo is floor spacing. And so I think we can only have so many non-floor spacers on the team, but maybe he can be that one guy or one of those two guys who's not really a floor spacer but can bring other things. And Tristan da Silva, man, holy shit. Bronze Wagner, da Silva Surfer. He's got great nicknames already. He's doing big things. His shot looks absolutely gorgeous. He's shooting about 36% on the year, and getting up good amount of attempts. Like he got up 7 attempts against Charlotte, 6 against Detroit, 6 against Chicago, 5 against Miami. Like if he can be in that 5 to 7 range of attempts, that's nice. And if he knocks down a couple of those, he could have some nights, certainly. He had a season high 19 points against Charlotte. I feel like I keep saying people had great games against Charlotte. But, man, he had everything working. And I think just there was some weird stuff in the Detroit game or the Philly game. He only got 14 minutes. But was that a back-to-back? No, that wasn't the back-to-back. So that's the only thing with, like, some of these guys is the consistency, because the other games he's had a zero burger. He had 2 points against Washington. He had 8 points against Chicago. Same thing with Anthony Black. And we talked about it earlier with Cole Anthony. And that's the difference between young guys that, are at the end of the bench and young guys who end up becoming a key role player on a team, is that level of consistency. Can we depend on Anthony Black for 15 points a game? Because when I said that preseason, you were like, oh, I will take that to the bank. And he's capable of it. We see 20-point games, but then we see 4-point games. And Tristan has a little bit of that in him right now. But again, they're accessory pieces, and they got to they're support roles. They got to take it as it comes. And I think that Mosley could do a little helping too with some of the rotations and really locking that in the next week or so about how those are going to work. But we're going to talk about that a little bit more in just a second, Pich.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking before the season. We were like, well, every spot on our bench is kind of up for grabs. I feel like these two guys have staked their biggest claim on those bench spots.
Great point.
Because they come in and they bring value. And I tell you what, Anthony Black on defense, he bothers some guards. You can see it sometimes when a guy's like, I don't like this guy. Like he's trying too hard. You know what I mean? Like they just get mad that like he's giving this much effort. And for the most of our like recent past, most of our good guards have all been short. So it is nice to have a tall guard who has some length and some range, and it really changes things up when people are thinking they're going to go up against, Bane or Suggs, and now you've got a lankier version. So like that's a good thing to add to our squad. Hey, you liked what you just saw there, right? It was good. You gave it a like, you give us a subscribe. I think those are all good things. Also, you should check out the whole episode, because I guarantee that you will enjoy the large ending. You will have a good laugh. Check out the whole show. This is just a snippet. Do it. Do it now.